Welcome to the Minimalist Home Podcast. Today we are talking all about mental health, our environment, anxiety, clutter, depression, the whole thing. If you're watching this on YouTube, you get to watch me clean my kitchen because I think it's probably more fun, and not to mention, I actually am going to reference this. So I'm not going to give the full story because I did put that in a video earlier this week, and I will link to it at the end. But I am very frustrated right now. There's something going on with my channel, and a quick, very Cole's notes of this situation. YouTube creators put a lot of time and energy, blood, sweat, and tears literally in their YouTube channels. I have had this channel for almost 5 years, and I absolutely love it. And I love the people that show up and that comment are absolutely lovely and wonderful. I love being able to help people. And now you may know I'm a registered nurse, and none of the advice in this video is going to be construed as like nursing or medical advice. I'm going to tell you what I do, and I'll just let you know some other things that might be helpful, but I am not giving you medical advice. Okay, so you may be able to tell I'm actually like agitated, and this is not my normal state. And I'm the type of person where I am experiencing something, I'm going to try to do something about it. And one of the things that's interesting is if you are living in a cluttered environment or it's messy or whatever, that might be impacting you, might not even realize it. A lot of us we're so used to it, we don't even recognize that that's what's happening to us. And for me, that is how I used to be in my own home. I, grew up with stuff around because it was, the fallout of Depression era grandparents and parents who, came from that. And, people just didn't declutter things. You just kept it because you were potentially going to need it later. That's just how it was. And I was not even aware of how much my environment was impacting me. So what's funny is this situation with YouTube has arisen where they have basically stopped paying a certain amount of money for certain videos. And like I said, YouTube is it's a hard game to play. And you may outsource at some point in time, which I have done because I'm a mom, I'm a nurse, there's all sorts of things going on, and I can only do so much. So when YouTube basically cuts you off at the knees and severely hacks your income, that is going to have a big impact on a person. And yesterday I was very frustrated. I went on the chat. I basically said, I told them my frustrations, and they said somebody else is already handling this. And they just ended the chat. They didn't even say anything. They didn't acknowledge whatever I had said. And I was just like, I'm so mad. So I wrote an email. I was trying to be nice. Believe me, I'm getting back to the environment stuff in a minute, but I'm just going to let you know what I was doing and how my mental state was sort of handled and what I have done since then. I was so angry, and it was like 4:15 p.m. I live on the side of a mountain in Vancouver Island. It was an atmospheric river, which basically just means really heavy rain. And I literally was like, I need to go for a walk. I am not normally the type of person that's like, I need to go for a walk, but I thought, okay, I'm going to listen. I put on my raincoat and I just walked around just our yard and the neighborhood, and the rain was pouring, and it was kind of dark, which was helpful. I was so glad for that walk, and it really was sort of cathartic. I mean, I can't say it was completely, because I still was just so frustrated, but I was literally walking around ranting and raving and talking out loud and just saying, I know amazing things are coming. I know amazing things are coming, right? I want to be able to show up and to help people. And I'm going to do a quick aside here. In the video I put out on Monday, I said people clicking on multiple ads, and they were like, does that mean I can't skip videos? Or skip ads. Skip ads if you want to. Click on the ads if they're interesting. but don't be the type of person that clicks on multiple ads because you're trying to help the creator. Now, I actually don't think this is what's happening, but YouTube says this could be something that's happening. They also think I'm going and clicking my own ads. And I said, listen, I have enough going on in my life that I don't need to go onto my own YouTube channel and watch my videos and click on all my ads. Like, it's just not happening. So anyway, as an aside, you can click on the ads if you want, just don't go crazy clicking on them. Only click on ones you're interested in. And you can skip ads if you want to as well. So I just put that out there. So anyway, that was one thing I did. I recognized that I was frustrated, so I went for a walk outside. Then I came in, and then I went for a workout. I did my weights. I had a shower. I was grumbling. I wrote another letter, just basically just like trying to write things out. Now today what I recognize is that I'm still like dealing with the frustrations of this, and I'm not myself. I am normally so much more of a happy-go-lucky optimist, and I was like, I have an energy in me. Now when you're frustrated, if you have anxiety, if you have depression, whatever, that might be a sensation that you feel. And what I noticed was that my home was making me feel so much worse because it is decorated right now for Christmas, which I love. And even though I put away most of the other decorations to make room for the Christmas stuff, I do put out Christmas trees and I love them. I do have 3 of them. But there's just a little bit of more stuff. Like one of them is literally tucked in the corner. It's like it's not even there. The other one is in a room that I don't really spend a lot of time in, so it's fine. But what I realized is like the kitchen was messy, so I like dove in and started cleaning the kitchen. If you're watching this on YouTube, you are literally watching me clean this kitchen. And I'm like borderline rage cleaning. If you can see me, I'm actually at points muttering to myself, saying things. You can see like me moving my head because I'm like blah, 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 blah. Like I'm talking to somebody. I'm not even necessarily annoyed with YouTube, just so you know. I think there's a bot out there, and they actually said to me, you might be sabotaged. Somebody might be sabotaging you. And I was like, I don't know about you, but no time in my life has anybody ever said to me, somebody might be sabotaging you. And then nothing happened. Like if I said to somebody, you might be sabotaged, I'd be like, I'm gonna help you fix this because that sounds pretty significant. Talk about a scary thing, scary bomb to drop at somebody's feet and then just to like walk away. So anyway, agitated today, right? So one of the things I recognized was like, I have an energy in me that needs to be addressed. One of the things that you can do is move your body. Now, cleaning the kitchen, I'm moving my body. It's not crazy, but I'm doing something. There's some kind of action which is helpful. Now, if you're living in a home that is cluttered or is messy, some kind of action can make you feel better. Now, a lot of us, we get that anxious feeling in ourselves where we are like, I just want to sit down, I want to turtle, I want to zone out, I want to put the TV on, I want this to go away. I want to just basically just not even be here. And I get that feeling, and I used to do that until I recognized that literally it didn't help anything, and it actually made a lot of things worse. Because first of all, if my house is messy, and I'm home alone today, right? So nobody else is fixing it. If my house is messy and I don't change it, then it's just going to stay messy, and that's going to make me feel worse. So if you're living in a cluttered home and you have anxiety and you have depression, you might feel worse. Now, it can be hard to make yourself take any kind of action, but I suggest just trying something. Now, there are other areas of the house that are messy. Like I'm looking at the table and there's like Lego, because somebody's building a Lego Home Alone house. There's other things that I can tackle. I did make my bed, which felt really good. But anything to make it a little bit better can feel good. And that's just what I said to myself. I was like, any small improvement and I will feel better. So I was like, I'm making the bed and I am cleaning the kitchen. Now, the thing about cleaning the kitchen is it is probably my very favorite place to clean because it's so there's not a lot of thought required. And I think this is the problem with decluttering for a lot of people, is that there is a lot of thought required. There are decisions that have to be made. And a lot of times we say like clutter is just, you know, a bunch of decisions that haven't been made. In the kitchen, when you're cleaning, it's obvious, like garbage goes in the garbage, you know, recycling goes in recycling. Although one of my kids is so confused, he still thinks that you can put like plastic wrapping for like Itchy Bound or whatever can go in the recycling, and we're like, it goes in the garbage. Anyway, you can just tell I'm just so like, I'm not myself today. But anyway, so, you know, like you can put the food away. You can do this, you can do that. I just was like, I'm gonna finish emptying the dishwasher because like one of my kids, he did 2 rows. That's the rule in the morning. He could just do 2 rows. Did that, you know, like then I load it. Then it's just, it feels so much better. So when you start just doing a little bit to make your environment feel better, that feels better as well. And what else can you do? Are you like, I actually went in the pantry and I was like stepping on cat food and it was like crunch, crunch, crunch. And I'm like, So I just was like, I'm gonna vacuum it. And then I realized like the floor felt gross. And I was like, I'm just gonna mop the floor. And after like all of that cleaning of the kitchen, it just felt so much better. And I thought, okay, like now I can sit down and I can relax. Or what's even better is I can go, I can pray, I can meditate. I actually am going to go back into my beautifully made bed and I am just going to do some breath work because there's just this energy inside of me and I'm just so frustrated and I do not enjoy that. And one of my friends was like, you're so self-aware. And I was like, I can't even tolerate it. Like, that's the thing. And maybe it's because, and I'm not like, oh, you're so, I like, no, I'm just like, I can't handle it. Like, it's just bothering me so much. Like, I need to do something about it right now. So that's what I'm doing. So I cleaned. I still am looking around. There's still stuff I can do, which is good. And then I can go and lie down. I can do some breath work. I can do some meditation. I can do a little bit of work. Take my focus off of things and maybe just be like, I'm not going to focus on YouTube for a while. I'm going to focus on other things. I'm going to focus on the blog. I'm going to focus on the podcast, which feels really good. Focus on other things. And I'm going to be honest, like I feel so grateful for the opportunity to go onto YouTube and to make videos. I love it. I love the creativity. I love being able to connect with people. I love hearing from people. And I just am just so grateful for all of it. But at the same time, it's very frustrating when you put your effort into something and it's not even like they're not showing ads. They're showing ads. They're just not sharing them with me, the person who's making the video. That is so frustrating. So it's like, what do you do? Now, in your own situation, I'd love for you say like, is my environment impacting me? And can I make adjustments there that will feel better? Like, should I clean? Should I declutter my closet? Like I said, like the pantry was driving me nuts. So I was like, okay, I'm going to go in there. I'm going to vacuum. I'm going to fix this situation. Is there an area, like, is it your sock drawer? And you're like, every time I go in here, there's like so many socks that don't make sense. Pour all those socks out. I'm normally not a fan of like dumping all of your clothes on the bed, but like your sock drawer, dump it on the bed. Anything that doesn't have a partner, get rid of it. That will feel better. And then get some kind of exercise. Anything to deal with, to get that energy out can make a huge, huge difference. So whatever you do, I think it's wonderful. If you're feeling stuck, I suggest that you take the time to see what can you do. Make sure you're getting enough sleep. I did not sleep well last night, of course, right? And I'm aware of that. And I know that that is impacting me today, and that's okay. But ultimately, right now, knowing that the level of stress that I'm under, and again, like it's all relative. I'm very fortunate this is YouTube, but it is actually my income. So that is like somewhat significant. But looking at things and saying, am I taking care of myself? Like right now with this level of stress, I know I need to like laser focus in on taking care of myself and my family and my environment. Part of taking care of myself is making sure my environment is okay. And it's the same for you. Part of taking care of yourself is eating well, sleeping well. I always say it, food, water, and shelter. Shelter is your home, shelter is your environment. you can say, oh, I have a roof over my head, but I live like literally with like 4-foot deep waste, which hopefully you don't, or 4-foot deep clutter. That is not good for you. Your environment is compromised. If you're not eating well, your body is compromised. Your mind is compromised. Our brains are not designed to work with a ton of sugar. Our brains are designed to work with protein, healthy carbohydrates and fats. Our brains are designed to have sleep. And yes, of course, we can handle, not having sleep for a bit. So say you got 4 hours of sleep for 5 days in a row, you would need minimum half of that amount of sleep you missed just to even feel whole again. And drinking lots of water. I have water right here. I'm definitely going to be moving to tea after I have my prayer and my meditation. So I wanted to vent that to you today. If you're on YouTube, comment below. Tell me how you handle your stress. Tell me how your environment is impacting you. Please leave a comment on the podcast platforms if you're there. I hope something great happens for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.